be good in a few days with the heating pad.
If they didn't change the time for the Jeffries appointment.
Did I not grab
and
the...
give us like less than 20 minutes to get there, and if it wasn't running uphill the whole time, and I don't run, but I did, I would not have been interested. But,
What can you do? It was worth it.
oh yeah,
Oh, beautiful.
and they did have sympathy for the old lady who made such an effort to get there. That kind of worked in my benefit.
Yeah. You gotta take whatever advantages you can take, right?
You got it.
You know, the funny part of this whole thing was the cabbies were all immigrants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So my last one that I went alone trying to get back to the hotel, there's a cab stand. There's actually a cab stand near the Congressional Office Building. So I get into this cab. I really had a hard time understanding this guy, but he's been here for lots of years, and he's got 2 kids who have PhDs.
It's like, you came here, you raised a family, your family is contributing completely to society more than most, right? If both of your kids have PhDs,
They're not.
yeah.
He's got 2 PhDs.
Yeah, well, the people that are taking too are the people that have all the money.
Sure. Well, sure.
Right?
That's how they got. Yeah. It was, yeah.
Yep.
So that was pretty sobering.
I think we'll be all right on battery.
But none of them liked Trump. As soon as we said we were here with the church for a faith march on immigration, all the cabbies talked to us.
Yeah. Yeah, when I went down for the Veterans March, I don't really, my Ubers, I talked to the cops actually. That's what I did is because we always had a cop by us. So I would stop and talk to them and be like, hey, what do you guys think,
What's that?
I usually talk to them too. Sometimes they just shut down and stare at you.
Yeah, right.
Which they did there
Really?
too. Yeah.
Because we went out in front of Heritage, and we're yelling profanities at the Heritage Foundation.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have liked to do that.
It's right next to Union Station.
Oh.
So yeah, because I took the train in and met a group of people there and did our little rally, and then we walked over there.
There you go.
And so of course they had cops on like both sides of the street then. So I stopped to talk to one of them.
Yeah, some of the cops would smile and.
Yeah. And the cop was like, yeah, don't go on their property. Like they will press charges if you set foot on their side. Like,
Sure.
They're
all about law and order.
Yeah.
I can't believe I ran out of the house
47 I
thinking I was
got.
going to be late.
It's cold.
What time is it?
It's a little after 6:05.
Oh, and it starts at 6.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's just a slow start. Okay. Yeah, the thing Southampton basically.
I did not drive past the park on my way here. I took Windmill. Yeah, I turned on Windmill, so I don't have to. So you don't drive down Main Street, right?
Oh, I thought on Main Street. Is that a no-no?
No, well, no, it's just like traffic-wise.
Oh.
Trying to get here. But so if you drove past Main Street, then you went past Agawam Park. Nobody was standing out there.
I just came down Main Street from the Presbyterian Church.
Oh, you came from the other side, right?
Yeah.
You came from north.
Yeah, we usually have these in Hampton Bays, but it wasn't on the list today. There's nowhere to stand.
Yeah, I think that's one of the big problems is having clear sidewalks.
Macy's, that strip mall threw us out, which I was surprised it took them that long.
I don't think they did the sidewalk yet, did they?
I don't, they're letting us on the sidewalk, but,
Yeah.
and we can park in the lot, we just can't stand in the lot, we'll go on the grass.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm out there all the time. about the Riverside
Yeah, I'm
Lights.
surprised they let us do it that long.
Those
because
are
that's-
just for grabs.
There's a certain amount of liability there. We got a bunch of people, especially some of which are old, going on that hilly, just wait
You know-
for
you know,
somebody
you-
to fall.
Right, but I feel like 90% of our crowd are the type of people that aren't like, I fell down the hill, like it was my fault.
It was
I'm
my
not
fault.
suing
Yes,
somebody
exactly.
over that.
Exactly. But still.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that looks great.
Great.
Wish there was somewhere where I could attach my phone to.
Maybe I'll take
Making really close enough.
I did bring my phone, but it tends to blind people. It looks like
I left my little flashlight in my other jacket.
I have a candle too.
Yeah, I brought a
Ones
candle.
that- Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
And I can't find it. I know it's in my house.
I leave this one in my work office, unfortunately.
Those don't pull out.
Yeah.
Usually I put these needs announcement and all the different community things too. So that was the way I
Yeah.
could do that. I did that at 6:15 last night.
So nice. But cold.
I know. I was out yesterday.
You're gonna have to add another one that guy that they dumped off at
Oh yeah,
Hortons, the
Yeah.
blind man. They drop him off in the snow.
yeah.
At the
The
Tim Hortons. After they arrested
was that in Rhode Island?
I don't remember.
Just did that.
I
Yeah.
don't know where it was.
Yeah, they gave
it's
him a
all over.
courtesy ride to the Tim Hortons or something. The guy's blind, doesn't speak English, and they drop him off at the Tim Hortons in all that snow.
Oh,
And
God.
then his family reports him missing, and they find him dead in the snow.
Oh my God.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I think the notes that they wrote, of course, say he had no obvious disabilities. That's what it said. He's got one eye going this way.
Yeah, no, I saw the picture of him.
And, yeah,
I didn't see that
he walks
report.
with a cane, but he's no obvious
Yeah,
disabilities.
no. That's always an excuse.
Okay.
Lay down sometimes.
And he had no money. Had no money, and they dropped him off on a corner in the snow. Okay.
Yep.
And he's blind. Okay.
There's no care for human life.
No humanity.
Well, it depends on the human life.
Well, I guess we'll see. All right, if they're mimicking the Russians, right? The Russians just leave their dead on the battlefield.
We got you helping out reading when we go to the stories.
Okay.
Thank you.
What we got going on here? Sorry for being all over the place there, camera. Remembering Rosie Jackson, my names. Let you guys read this. So, this is the reading, so we're going to read it as well. But please pull out your phone and text your name now to Ola at 631-500-5001, expressing your
Oh wait, you're not Sarah.
interest.
You're Sarah. From the roller skating. My name is Sarah.
I know that Sarah was roller skating.
This happens to me a lot, actually.
Okay, and then let's see. Okay, so Southampton Town Boards are March 10th and 20th. And then we have East Hampton Town Hall on the 5th at 6. The Village, East Hampton Village. Oh, yeah, because of Village and the board. Village Hall.
My wrists are fine, but I hope hers are too.
Hey Gia, we are about to hold a vigil. We're just getting everybody together, and we'll do a reading. We did individual vigils for Renee Good and Preddy, but we decided to go to at least a monthly to remember everyone that was lost in the last month. Well, Pat, it's 6:11.
Oh yeah, we should probably start.
Yeah.
It's not on the thing, but I'm gonna light these 3 cool ones because in my prayer, I talk about how we lit a candle for justice. We light a candle for peace. We light a candle for hope that we get justice and peace. That's these 3
Amen.
candles.
Amen to that. Hello, everyone. Thank you.
I do have the microphone. If you
Oh,
take, or
I
are
think
we
we were
still-
Good.
smaller.
I think we're good tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately.
My name is Kasha. I am a Hampton Bays resident. I'm also a Polish immigrant and Anita Boyer who organizes these vigils and is my best friend. So I'm going to do a little welcome here. We're so grateful to everyone here who keeps showing up for the community. There's a lot to be scared of, anxious about, and furious with. But the antidote to doom scrolling and downward spiraling is action. That is what we are doing here today. We find courage in seeing how many neighbors join us. We find peace in honoring those we have lost. And we find joy in the midst of this strife when we act together. It was a point of some debate this past week about the use of the term vigil for these actions going forward. We had a little Zoom this week just to organize and meet and talk a little bit about these events. And so some people were worrying that planning consistent remembrance events may diminish the potency and dilute the intentions behind them. It inspired Anita to look up the actual definition of the term. Vigil has roots in the word awake and means watchfulness, to stay alert, to guard something. She believes that is exactly what these gatherings offer. We wake up to the reality of our current situation and the lives lost and imprisoned. We stay alert so we can respond with diligence and action to protect vulnerable members. We guard our neighbors, our families, communities, and countries. Vigils, in direct and swift response to events, are important acts and carry with them a heavy load of solemnity, space for grieving, and a clear expectations and order. Gathering monthly takes nothing away from those actions, and they aim to let people know that we are here, regardless of the headlines. We are watching out for them every day, and we're not afraid to show up. They also offer a different type of experience that many people have shared is the only way they feel safe or comfortable to show up. These quieter, calm events bring peace and hope and serve a much-needed purpose. So whatever the term may be used going forward for these actions, we deeply appreciate everyone gathered here, standing watch. For anyone looking to meet more people and make more noise, please join us at other protest events and rallies. More on that soon. And I'm going to pass it on to Pat for our Ola announcements.
And I just wanted to say I'm Pat Chuffy. I'm a retired local pastor in the United Methodist Church, although if you would pop into a Methodist church, you might see me one Sunday because I do a lot of pulpit supply all around in Southampton and Brookhaven town. And the reason I still have this on is because actually Carol's an organist in the West Hampton Beach United Methodist Church, and the two of us just came back from Washington, where Methodist Church, along with other faith things, just had a faithful resistance march Wednesday of this week, and they expected 250, and over 2,000 people showed up.
Wow.
Excellent.
Totally filled up 3 churches, and between her and me and the groups that we were in, we saw 10 different legislators that included Jeffries, Schumer, Gillibrand, AOC, a couple of Republicans, I don't
Swazi,
two others, yeah. Found out that we were supposed to see Mike Johnson, and we could not even get to him because, unlike every other elected, congressman or senator in the DC, who not only, even the major leaders like Schumer and Jeffries, and I don't know, I can't think of the Republican minority leader's name in the Senate, that have Capitol offices, also have offices in the legislative buildings that their congregants, I'm thinking pastors now, but that, that their people that live in their own districts can come to see them. Johnson has no office, so you cannot go and visit him as, if you live in his district even, unless you have a special appointment and have special clearance to go through the Capitol Police. So we could not even get towards his office. So if you thought he was bad before, I found out that he is even worse because he's too chicken to even face his own people without special clearance. That should make the news. But anyway, Ola has been doing a lot of work, so we've been making a few announcements for them at these vigils because their work is very important here in helping the immigrant community. So we in the community are each other's eyes and ears. If you want to join or to get more info on OLA's Operation Stand and Protect or their Rapid Response Network, for their Rapid Response Network, please pull out your phone and text your name now to OLA at 631-500-5001, expressing your interest. An OLA staff member will follow up with you. I'm not going to keep repeating it like we have in the past because that number is on your sheet. Gathering as our smaller communities tonight serves as a reminder and a motivator for us to continue to be vigilant for our neighbors. OLA has drafted a local law that we are actively working to get in front of every town and village board with a police department on the East End. Your next opportunity to show up and support OLA's Stand and Protect measure is in the Southampton town, right here in Town Hall, on March 10th at 1 p.m. At the Southampton Town Board meeting. In Southampton Village, the Village Board meeting is on March 20th at 11 a.m. and Village Hall is on Main Street, which is where that's held. Both of those, along with the times, dates, and places for the other meetings for the other towns and villages, are also on your sheet. Showing up at these meetings en masse is important to keep public pressure on these boards to ensure that they take a quick and serious action. If you need help with what to say, you can reach out to Anita and she can give you a talking point. Tomorrow we're going to gather as one in Riverhead for our Ice Out community protest and dance party, as Anita likes to call it too, because she tries to make them festive and fun as well. And that's from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Yes, it's cold. Yes, there's snow. Yes, there will be donuts, and usually coffee too.
There will be coffee, yes.
Yes. Community will bring us warmth, and we can bundle up and make it happen. Please join us and bring your signs, drums, and friends at Riverhead Town Hall. And Riverhead Town Hall is right off of Roanoke Avenue. If you're coming in from Main Street, it'll be just before the train tracks that you would cross over, just before them on your left-hand side. If you're coming down from Route 58 and heading towards Main Street, it would be just after you crossed over the railroad tracks on your right-hand side. And now we're going to have a poem reading that. I always think the name of Kasha. I know
No
it in my
worries.
head
I
and
know
it never comes
it's
out my
never-
mouth.
It's not spelled the way it sounds. Robert Longley poem. There can be no justice if we sit idly by. There can be no hope of change if people do not try. This is not a task for one group. It affects both black and white. The same is true in policy, on the left and on the right. We must grow beyond labels. We all must stand as one. This is a time of challenge, and much work must be done. I know we can be better. We all must rise above. If we are here to find true justice, first, we must find love. And that's by Robert Longley. Now, Scott's going to do some words on Jesse Jackson. Reverend Jesse.
And the reason I wanted to read this is because a number of years ago, I was taking my grandchildren back home to Iowa after they'd been here at Christmas time. And it snowed and we got stuck in Chicago and waylaid, and they managed to lose my luggage before I ever got to their home in Iowa, and finally found it on the night that I was heading home. So I had no clothes the whole time I was there other than what I had went out and purchased. But then that meant I wouldn't get refunded for my clothes and stuff. But very nicely, when I got to the airport, they upgraded me to first class. When I said I had never been upgraded before, I had forgotten about that experience. We got upgraded on the plane for all our
Not to
trouble.
first class.
But anyway, not to first class, no. But anyway, it turned out Jesse Jackson was on the plane. And we're waiting on the runway to take off, because like I said, there had just been a recent snowstorm, even though we were coming back. It was in winter. And so I went to use the ladies' room, and unbeknownst to me, the stewardesses decided to get a picture with him while they were waiting. And I walked out of the bathroom and photobombed the picture. Boy, was I embarrassed. But anyway, I went back to my seat, which was right behind his. And when he got done with his renewed picture with the stewardesses, he came over and started talking to me, and asked me some questions. And I had said I was a pastor out on the East End and stuff. And that's all I had to say. And for the next 3 hours, we talked, and he talked. And all he wanted to know was what was going on out here on the eastern end of Long Island. That's what he was interested in. He wanted to know if we had problems that needed to be taken care of. He wanted to know all sorts of things. And he was so different than the opinion that gets spread by the news, depending on what channels you wear or wear. I'm still recovering from my Washington, you watch, and everything that, it just really, he totally amazed me. And I kind of just wanted to give everybody that personal experience that I had with him. He even gave me his card and his personal phone number on it when we were leaving, so that if anything ever came up here that was dramatic. Unfortunately, by the time Trump got in the second time here now, he was already sick and wasn't doing stuff. But you should see my husband's face when I walked out of the airport side by side, joking with him too. But the poor man could go only like 5 feet at a time without being accosted. It was amazing until he finally had the bodyguards push people off. I don't know if I could live life like that. But he really was, it wasn't like, hi, how are you, nice, take a picture, bye, and, ignore you the rest of the trip. 3 hours finding out what the East End of Long Island was like. Yeah. I was amazed. So anyway, from marching with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in Selma in 1965 to running twice for president, a pioneering civil rights leader and Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient from President Clinton, we honor the passing of Reverend Jesse Jackson. Some of his contributions to the civil rights cause include Operation Breadbasket, appointed by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in 1966 to lead this SCLC initiative. Jackson used consumer boycotts to pressure white-owned businesses to hire black workers and use black contractors. Operation Push, in 1971, he founded People United to Save Humanity, later Server Humanity, in Chicago to focus on black self-help and economic opportunity. And then the Rainbow Push Coalition, he founded the National Rainbow Coalition in 1984 to advocate for equal rights for black Americans, women, and LGBTQ community. The two organizations merged in 1996 to form the Rainbow Push Coalition. One of his iconic, empowering moments actually came on the set of Sesame Street when he performed the call and response poem, I Am Somebody, written by Reverend William Holmes Porter Sr. So this is supposed to be read as a call and response line by line. So you have it written there on your sheets. So I'll say one group of words and then there's a comma after them and you would say the next group of words to the comma. I am somebody.
I am somebody,
I may be poor.
but I am somebody.
I may be young.
But I am somebody.
I may be on welfare.
But I am somebody.
I may be small.
But I am somebody.
I may have made mistakes.
But I am somebody.
My clothes are different.
I am somebody.
My hair is different.
But
I am somebody.
I am black.
I am somebody.
I think there's brown or white there.
Yeah, black, brown, or white, yeah.
Is that supposed to be one line? The way it was written on a thing. Whatever. I speak a different language.
But I
Oh.
am somebody.
Protected.
Never rejected.
And all together.
I am God's child.
I was just copying the way it was written. Beautiful. Isn't that a beautiful?
Now we want to remember some of the victims of ICE. At each of these vigils, we try to honor them by saying their names and pass out amazing, thoughtful ideas to have these motives out. So we're going to like those once we start saying the names. We have said the names of the people whom we have lost to the violence of ICE, and we're going to do it again tonight. And as we do, we want to share more about who these real humans were. The Guardian published a list of most of the victims and shared their stories so we could learn more about the lives of these people we have lost. These stories have been divided amongst all of the 8 coordinated vigils being held tonight, and in this way, everyone's story will be shared. We're going to share them with you after this. To start, we're going to be reading the names of all the 2025 and 2026 victims, and we ask that everyone gathered answer by repeating the name as well. Nick, are you okay reading the names?
I'll do my best. Okay. Gentry Ruiz Golan.
Oh yeah, we repeat Gentry, Ruiz.
Gentry Ruiz Guillen.
Sarawit Gazin Dajin.
Sarawit Gajin Dajin.
Maxim Cierniak.
Maxim Cherniak.
Juan Alexis Tino Martinez.
Alexis Tino Martinez.
Brian Garzon Rayo.
Brian Garzon Rayo.
Nan Nak Nguyen.
Non Nok Nguyen.
Marie Ang Belize.
Marie Ang Belize.
Abriado Evan Diego.
You want me to do the Spanish?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Okay, so Abelardo Avellaneda Delgado.
Abriado Abriera Delgado.
Jesús Molina Bella.
Jesus Molina Vea. Johnny Novello.
Johnny Novello.
Isidro Perez.
Isidro Perez. Tien Zhang. Shoot, I lost it. Fan.
Tien Xuan Fan.
Chaofeng Gi.
Lorenzo Antonio Batres Vargas.
Lorenzo Antonio Baez Vargas.
Oscar Rascón Duarte.
Oscar Razon Duarte.
Santos Rascón Duarte.
Santos Razon Duarte.
Santos Vanegas Reyes.
Santos Venegas Reyes.
Ismael Araya Uribe.
Ismael Araya Uribe. Norman
Okay.
Norman Guzman
Fuentes.
Fuentes.
Guzmán Fuentes. Miguel Ángel García Medina.
Miguel Angel Garcia Medina. Hao Bingzi. Leo Cruz Silva.
Leo Cruz Silva.
Hassan Ali Madasa.
Hassan Ali Mahmoud. Josué Castro Rivera. Gabriel García Áviles.
Garcia Alvarez. Kai Yin Wang.
Francisco Gaspar Andrés.
Francisco Gaspar Andres. Pete Sumelo
Montego.
Montego.
Sumali Montego. Oh, okay. Pete Sumali Montego.
Sherez Fetali Shahwani.
Sherez Fatali Shafwani.
Jean Wilson Brutus.
Jean Wilson Brutus.
Faud Sahid Abdul Kabdir.
Delvin Francisco Rodriguez.
Nico Stanev Ganchev.
Nico Ganchev. Silverio Villegas González.
Severo González.
Carlos Roberto Montoya Valdés.
Carlos Roberto Montoya Valdez.
Johnny Noviero.
Johnny Norio.
Gamboa Esquivel.
Keith Porter.
Keith Porter.
Prady Law.
Brady Law.
Herbert Sanchez Dominguez.
Herbert Sanchez Dominguez.
Victor Manuel Diaz.
Victor Manuel Diaz.
Luis Beltran Yanez Cruz.
Luis Beltrán Llanes Cruz. Luis Gustavo Núñez Cáceres.
Luis Gonzalez.
Geraldo Lunas Campos.
Geraldo Nunes Campos. Renee Good.
Renee Good.
Alex Preddy.
Alex Frey.
Dr. Linda Davis.
Dr. Linda Davis.
Thank you.
All of the individuals in our stories tonight died in ICE custody in the fall of 2025.
At 6:30, who's supposed to?
Oh yes, let's do our moment of silence now that the candles are lit. Take a moment. Thank you. So now we're going to share some of the stories of these people to honor them, and I haven't really heard the details of a lot of these, so I think it's important that the more of us hear it, the better. All of these individuals in our stories tonight died in ICE custody in the fall of 2025. Oscar Rascon Duarte of Mexico died on September 8th at a long-term medical facility while in ICE custody. Duarte, 58, had first come to the U.S. in 1976. He was deported in 2004 and then re-entered via the southern border. He served a 20-year sentence in prison. After he completed his sentence, he was transferred to ICE custody. At first, he was held at the Florence staging facility, according to ICE, but was later transferred to Promise Hospital in Mesa, Arizona, due to late-stage Alzheimer's disease, right kidney cancer, and hepatitis C, all of which required a higher level of care, where he eventually died, ICE said. Nick, are you okay going back and forth with this?
Yeah.
I think you have it, or...
No, I don't have that. That's Oscar. So Santos Bengues Reyes, age 42 of Honduras, died on September 18th in the Nassau County Correctional Center in New York. He was a construction worker and a father of 2 daughters, one of whom lives in the United States, while the other lives in Honduras. He was apprehended on September 17th by federal immigration agents just hours before he was found not breathing in his cell at Nassau County Correctional Center. According to ICE, the preliminary cause of death appeared to be liver failure complicated by alcoholism. His family is contesting his cause of death and have requested an independent autopsy. Probably have to flip the page.
Ismael Ayala Uribe was a 39-year-old man who died after falling ill at the Adelanto Detention Center in California. His mother, Lucia Uribe, told the Guardian that Ismael had come to the U.S. from Mexico when he was 5, crossing the U.S. southern border along with his sister and cousin to join his mother and father. The family settled in Westminster, California, and later moved to Huntington Beach, California. He spent a year studying graphic design and then working first at a factory that produced cleaning supplies and later at car washes. Lucia said that Ismael loved listening to music. He was always willing to help others and often helped his sister, a single mother, with childcare. Uribe has been protected from deportation under the DACA program, but he was denied renewal because he had been convicted of driving under the influence, or DUI, not DWI, but DUI. He was apprehended in August during an immigration raid at the Fountain Valley Auto Wash, where he had worked for about 15 years, and was transferred to Adelanto. There he fell ill, first with a cough and fever, and then other medical complications, according to his family. He was transferred to a hospital where he died. His mother learned of the detention through his co-workers and said she was unaware of any medical condition he had. She states that, "I want to see less medical negligence." And I just pointed that out because when it's DUI, that means if you have one beer at a bar and you get up and you immediately leave, any of you, or me, or anybody, can get a DUI. Because it's just
Anything is under the influence.
Yeah. Norman Guzman Fuentes, a 37-year-old man from El Salvador, was killed on September 24th when a gunman opened fire at the ICE field office where he was being held. He is survived by his partner, Berenice Prieto, and 4 children. He had worked mowing lawns and trimming trees, and in his free time, he liked fishing around the Dallas-Fort Worth area, his loved ones told CBS. Guzman Fuentes was arrested by Dallas police in late August due to an outstanding warrant for driving under the influence, DUI, and other charges that were later dropped. We had just bought our first home together, and he worked hard every single day to make sure our children had what they needed. His death is a senseless tragedy that has left our family shattered, Prieto said in a public statement shortly after his death. I do not know how to explain to our children that their father is gone.
Miguel Angel Garcia Medina, age 31, of Mexico, was killed on September 29th outside an ice field office in Dallas. Garcia Medina was survived by his wife, Stephanie, two stepdaughters, and a son who was born 3 days after his death. His mother and grandparents, who live in Mexico, and 3 siblings. Everybody tells me the same thing. He was funny. He always made us laugh, and that's why we miss him so much, Goffney told The Guardian. He was very goofy. You almost always saw him laughing, joking, and singing. Garcia Medina was born in San Luis Potosí, a central state in Mexico, and crossed the U.S. border without papers when he was a teenager, settling in Arlington, Texas. He met his wife at a party shortly after, and the two were friends for years before they became a couple. He lived in Dallas area for nearly 2 decades, most recently making a living painting and remodeling houses. In his free time, he liked to work on his truck, his wife said. He ended up in ICE custody early on September 24th after a short time in jail for a DUI. While he was shackled inside the government van outside the ICE field office, a gunman opened fire. He died 5 days later of his gunshot wounds. He would have turned 32 on January 5th, which is also the day of his 10th wedding anniversary. His wife told The Guardian that he had been in the process of obtaining a green card and planned on opening his own painting company. He made business cards and said he was going to buy equipment, she said. He was so excited and had a lot going for him.
Yu Bingji of China died September 29th at El Centro Regional Medical Center in Calexico, California. I probably said that wrong, correct? Right?
Calexico.
Oh, okay.
Pretty good.
Border Patrol had apprehended Xi on September 12th in Indo, California, and transferred him to the Imperial Regional Detention Facility, according to ICE. In 2023, he had been placed under removal proceeding, the agency said. The agency said that Xi experienced what appeared to be a seizure and became unresponsive, and medical personnel at the detention center tried to administer life-saving measures before emergency medical services arrived and took place. Medical personnel at the detention center tried to administer life-saving measures before emergency medical services arrived and took him to the hospital where he died.
Leo Cruz Silva, a 34-year-old man from Mexico, died on October 4th while detained by ICE at the Genevieve County Jail in Missouri. Cruz Silva had likely entered the U.S. before 2010 when he was a child, according to immigration officials, and was expelled twice before re-entering via the southern border. On October 4th, Cruz Silva died by apparent suicide, according to ICE. About 50 people organized a vigil to mourn him. He was a person. He was a brother. He was a son. He was a person. Susie Johnson, the founder of Abide in Love, a nonprofit that works with ICE detainees in Missouri jails, told St. Louis Public Radio. All loss of life, in my opinion, is tragic, and I hate that it happened in our community, she said.
Hassan Ali Madid Sahi, age 67, died on October 11th after being detained at the Chrome Detention Center in southwest Miami-Dade County. Salih, who was from Jordan, first came to the U.S. in 1994 and became a lawful permanent resident a few months after he arrived in country. He managed a convenience store in Fort Lauderdale. In 2017, he was charged along with a dozen other clerks and store owners in a scheme to exchange food stamps for cash. He served time in prison, and after his release in 2020, ICE placed him under an order of supervision, required him to check in regularly with his immigration officers. In 2025, he was apprehended and placed at Chrome, where he was taken to the local hospital due to a high fever and became unresponsive. A physician listed his preliminary cause of death as cardiac arrest.
Could you excuse us? We have to go to church. We have a
Problem.
service.
Thank you
Yes,
for
thank
being
you.
here.
Thank you
It's
for
just about
doing this.
over
I
anyway,
have
other than the prayer.
No, you don't have to.
The only thing that's left is the prayer.
Just the
There's
prayer.
one statement I have to make and the prayer.
This is it's the same as being there.
No, I have to read over there, but
Who
please.
cares?
I just wanted to, I'll make this part short and say the prayer and then we'll be done. Basically, just I wanted to tell you that it should be kept in mind that all of these statements that ICE makes for the reason why they died, now that we've had people come out, they've contradicted a lot of their statements
Questionable.
and have said that the medical care and they've seen people beaten into unconsciousness and everything else that ICE has said afterwards has died of cardiac arrest. And
All of
or-
them apparently,
Yeah.
most of them.
You
So-
all died
Yep.
of cardiac
Um,
arrest.
everyone has to
Yeah.
take what those statements were, that where ICE said that they died of suicide or cardiac arrest at their own, because I cannot say that any of them were false or they were not false, but it just should be noted that that's the case. And if we all bow our heads for prayer. We come here tonight, God, because we know we've been in this position too many times before. So we lighted the candles of peace, hope, and justice for every immigrant and neighbor who woke up this morning, not knowing if today would be the day their life would be torn apart. We grieve for the families whose lives have been shattered by the raids in workplaces and our neighborhood streets. We grieve for the mother who left for her shift and did not come home, for the father arrested in front of his children, for all the workers arrested whose crime was trying to survive genocide in the country they were born in, by looking to the country that holds the promise out to the world, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, and was then arrested for the crime of going to work. We confess, God, that we have been too slow to call the raids what they are, violence. Too slow to name the uprooting of families as a new wound to the body of Christ. Too slow to let the fear of our neighbors become our own. But Lord, you did not stay silent to the injustice in the world when you saw it. You sent your own Son as a sacrifice for us, and we will not stay silent any longer, because we know that to stay silent is to be complicit, and we will no longer be complicit in the persecution of our neighbors, whom your Son called us to love. We grieve also the passing of the Reverend Jesse Jackson, Lord. In him you gave us a great warrior who fought for the underprivileged and marginalized, and we pray that in his passing that he is in your comforting care. We know that you have sent us many more advocates like Reverend Jackson, and we ask that you inspire all of us to be among them. In this light, we ask you, God, for your protection and for your blessing, as fighting the evil in this world takes all that we have. But with you by our side, we know that your light will always overshadow all of the darkness. Amen.
Amen.
And you have your, in the papers that you got, you do have the number if you want to contact Anita, and then she'll keep you informed.
Yes, thank
of
you.
everything.
I usually go to Anita's in Hampton Bays, but I have to be in Bridgehampton.
Yep.
Yes,
So,
yes, go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can keep it. Oh, okay, for next picture.
Yeah, what was your
I'll
name?
bring it. Dunya.
Dunya, I'm Kasha.
Yeah,
Nice to meet you, Dunya.
all.
I'm
Nice
Nick.
for being here.
Nice
And
to meet you, Pat.
Pat, nice to meet you.
Be safe.
Thank you.
All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Nick, for helping me.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, you know what? Before you blow that out,
Mhm.
I want to get a picture of the table, but I'm figure out I can use that with Jesse Jackson. You can go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine.
I'm gonna do a little photo too. I just whole setup.
All right, let's thank everybody who stopped by.